message like this from one of your friends is really scary. And what makes it scarier is that we don't know what to do. How do we talk to a friend who we think might be suicidal? And how do we get them from wanting to die to wanting to hold on a little bit longer? Well, that is exactly what I learned when I was trained in ASIST. It was a 2-day interactive training, and I highly recommend it. But if you're not able to make it out, I hope that this summary teaches you something. Even if your friend is in therapy, it's important to know what to do, because a lot of the times it's not the professional who gets to hear or see the risk signs of suicide. It's a close friend or family member. So, pay attention. This is the situation we're in. We've identified that the person is at risk for suicide, and now we want to talk to them with the goal being to keep them safe. They have not attempted suicide. This is an intervention that takes place before that happens. ASIST has 3 steps. They are connecting, understanding, and assisting. And they are meant to get the person at risk from wanting to die to a state of ambivalence to wanting to live. You want to kind of ease yourself into the topic of suicide. So you start off slow. You're with your friends, just you and them, and you ask them something like, "Hey, you haven't really seemed yourself lately. I'm worried about you. What's up?" It's pretty possible that your friend will say nothing, but this is your friend. You know what's going on with them, so ask them some more questions. Your job is to explore what's going on with your friend, and there will be a moment in the conversation where they will say something like, "What's the use? I'm a failure. I can't do anything right. I'm just done." That will cue you in that suicide is on their mind, and this is when you make the shift to talking about suicide. You would say something like, "A lot of times when people feel like you're feeling, they also think about killing themselves. Are you thinking about killing yourself?" Ask the question clearly and directly. Don't expect them to bring it up on their own. They probably want to talk about this, but they want you to ask the question because they want to make sure you are willing to talk about this, that you are willing to go there with them, and that you aren't afraid. Once you've asked the question and got a yes response, you move on to the understanding phase. This is the most uncomfortable stage to be in because your job here is to listen to all the reasons they want to die. And it sucks. It really does. Especially because we want to rush off and talk about all the reasons they should be alive. Because we want them to live. But they need to talk about the reasons why they want to die. And you have got to listen. And while you're listening, you are reflecting their feelings back at them. It seems like you feel really overwhelmed. It sounds like you are very angry. He really hurt you, didn't he? You should also be looking for reasons why they want to live, hidden within those reasons why they want to die. And that seems a little bit weird, but they are there. You just have to really listen. So for example, if they say, "Everything just seems so hard right now," that right now implies that things haven't always been so bad, and that things could get better again because things have been better in the past. If they say, "I'm just such a disappointment to my family," you can probably assume they care about their family and that their family is a reason for them to want to live. When you feel like they may be ready to move on and talk about reasons why they want to live, you first test the waters with an ambiguous statement, which presents both sides, reasons to die and reasons to live. It seems like things are really falling apart in your family, but it also sounds to me like you care a lot about them and that they mean a lot to you. If they latch on to the beginning part of that statement, then they aren't ready to move on and talk about reasons to live. And you need to stay a bit longer in the dying side. A little later, you say another ambiguous statement. And once they latch on to that life side, that's when you move on to listing the reasons why they want to live, because they're ready for it now. They've talked about all the reasons they want to die, and now they're ready to talk about reasons they want to live. Now, while they're listing all these reasons, you should be conducting a risk review in your head. You want to know if they have a plan, how deep their pain is, do they have any other resources like a parent or a friend, have they ever attempted suicide before, are they or have they ever received mental health care? So if there's a lull in the conversation, go ahead and ask something that will get one of those questions answered. And once you've talked about all the reasons, then you go over the risk review with the person. You only do this once the person is on the life side. You do not do this while they're still on the dying side. Because now you've got them wanting to live, and they may not actually realize how close to dying they actually were. So it's your job to now show them that, and show them that their life is at risk, that they are in a dangerous situation, and that all those reasons to live that they just listed, they won't happen if they die. You could say something like, you want to have a relationship with your dad, but if you kill yourself, you won't get that. And you do this so that they will realize that they're in a dangerous situation, and so they will contract a safe plan with you. And now we've moved on to the assisting phase. In the previous phases, they were controlling the conversation, you were going wherever they wanted to go. Now it's your turn. Here is where you control the conversation, where you are going to be doing most of the talking. Have your resources on hand. Always have resources on hand when you're going into a situation like this, so that once you get to the assisting phase, you can present them with phone numbers and websites and things like that. You already have them ready. So here's what you need to do. You need to figure out a plan, and the plan can be for just today, the plan can be for couple days, it can be for a week, it can be for a month, but it needs to be however long both of you can agree upon. You can't think of a safe plan and they don't agree to it. It has to be something that you both can agree upon. And the purpose of this plan is to keep the person safe. The person will probably still have those suicidal thoughts. This talk that you just had did not make those go away, but it hopefully made it so that they don't want to act on those thoughts. And the safe plan gives them a way for them not to act on this. It gives them some temporary solutions and things that they can do instead of acting on those thoughts. So what can they do? Can they stay with you? Can they stay with a friend? Can they call you? Who else can they call? Try to get them to agree not to use alcohol or drugs, because that can just make the situation much worse. Link them up to resources and contact those resources with them. So if you give them 1-800-SUICIDE as a phone number to call that number with them in the room. Go looking for therapists with them. Go online with them. You're going to go through this with them. You are now their wingman. You're going to be with them through this journey, and that's what they need. If they have a plan, try to disable it. See if they will give you their pills or if they will give you their gun. Whatever their plan is, see if you can get it away from them. Figure out ways to ease the pain. Think of things they can do, like write or draw or watch a movie. Or hang out with friends, things to distract them. If they have made a past attempt, talk about how they made it through last time. They are still here, and they've made it through this far. Find the strengths in that situation that made it possible for them to get through it and apply it towards this situation. You let that plan run its course, then you reconvene and set up a new plan. You keep taking those little steps forward and keep moving towards getting them linked up to a professional. And that's it. Of course, you learn way more in the 2-day workshop, but I hope this video helped you out at least a little bit. I will see you all in 2 weeks for the next Wake Up Wednesday video. Take care.